Hello everyone. As you can see, there isn't much snow on the ground anymore. It's about 45 degrees here in New York, which is awesome. It's Super Bowl Sunday. What are you guys up to today? Personally, I won't be watching the Super Bowl really. We're having a party at our house, but I'm not really into American football. So actually what I'll be watching is the new season of the UK version of Top Gear, which comes on today. Yes, can't wait for that. So I'm really looking forward to that. As you saw at the intro of the video, I have some lovely new wheels. Super happy about them. I just bought some cheap T37 looking ones. They're the Varastar and ES2s. They're probably the best ones of the cheap ones, if that makes sense. I'm not, as I said before in my other videos, I'm not a fan of paying like $1,500 for replacing one wheel. I'd rather spend like a couple $100 for one wheel. So yeah, they arrived on Thursday. I actually haven't had the chance to put them on yet because I had a bit of a mix-up with United States Postal Service. I fucking hate United States Postal Service. They've lost some of our RawEvo pillar pods in the past, and they're never helpful. The company that sent me the wheel sent me some lug nuts too. They sent them overnight, guaranteed before 3 p.m. delivery. I was supposed to get them yesterday, and lo and behold, they didn't arrive. When I called the United States Postal Service, the lady on the phone was just arrogant, bored. I got pissed off with her because she sounded like she didn't give a fuck. So I asked her if she was having a bad day, and then asked her to pass me on to her supervisor. Anyway, so the lug nuts didn't show up, so I couldn't test fit the wheels. Because if you didn't know, the stock lug nuts that come with stock wheels pretty much are too big to fit anything. So I am waiting on the wheel, the lug nuts, before I can test fit the wheels. They're 18 by 9.5, and I went with 265 35/18 tires. So they will most likely rub a little bit in the rear of the car. The fronts shouldn't need any fender rolling, but what I might need to do is just heat up the fender liner and mold it a little bit, so that there's no rubbing on full lock in the front. So where I'm heading right now is I'm going to a guy that's pretty infamous on Long Island for doing fender rolls, and he's going to roll the rear two fenders on my car, so that hopefully on Monday or Tuesday the lug nuts will come in and I can get the wheels on. So I have a couple of other things I want to talk about today. The car is running amazing, absolutely amazing. As you know, if you're a subscriber, I'm usually tuned by Hollywood, Justin Hollywood Garrett. Great tuner. He's tuned some of the highest horsepower Evo 10s in the world. Great guy, but he's become pretty busy lately. So he couldn't finish up the tune. I mean, we've been working on the tune for a very long time, and we were right around 394 horsepower at 29 psi on my. Remember, this car isn't stock, so I have the MHI 18K turbo and all the supporting mods, fuel pump. Yeah, just look in the description below. So we were at 394 horsepower at 29 psi, which is pretty low power for this turbo, and that's a pretty high pressure, boost pressure. So, and the car never felt right, like idling, daily driving, all that kind of stuff. It just felt, how can I put it, kind of sloppy and a little bit unreliable, and every time that I went wide open throttle in the car, I was kind of scared that the car was going to blow up because it didn't feel right, you know, like it felt like there was something wrong with the car. So anyway, I got in touch with, come on lady, I'm telling a story here. I got in touch with John Drainus, aka Barker, who's a very well-known tuner. He actually wrote some of the definitions for the Evo 10 ECU for Cobb back in the day, and yeah, he's kind of like a unicorn when it comes to tuning these cars. So I got in touch with John, and he said, look, there's no point in me finishing off someone else's map, so let's I'll write you a new map and we'll start from scratch and do it properly. So he sent me a bass tune. I did a couple of minutes of driving out of boost for him, as you normally would, and then he sent me back a bass map to do it first, wide open throttle pull on. And I said, how much boost pressure are we running on this? He said, no, it's just wastegate pressure. So what that means is it's below stock. At the intersection, keep left. He's pretty much turned the boost controller off. So it's only the wastegate actuator, the big arm thing that's attached to the turbo, whatever that's making boost pressure wise, whatever that's holding boost pressure wise, is what the car's going to be making. So we're expecting around 18-19 psi. So I was like, okay, and I was like, well, how should it feel, you know? And he said it's going to be really slow, of course, because we're only running like 18-19 pounds of boost. So I go to the place where I do my pulls, and I can see that the fueling is really rich, because obviously you start out rich to make sure everything's safe first. So I'm getting in the area that I do the pulls, and I get to 3,000 RPM, turn the log on. If you want to know how I do e-tuning or logging or anything, there's a couple of other videos before this. I explain everything so you can see how to do it. So I get 3,000 RPM, turn the log on, put my foot to the floor. I see like 18 psi in the boost gauge really quickly, and the car feels amazing. Like, it takes off. I'm making sure nothing's wrong. So I'm briefly looking at the boost gauge and the wideband gauge. It's running a little bit rich, which is great, at 18 psi. I'm like, what the fuck? The car feels amazing. So I go back, I pull the log up, we compare it in the same virtual dyno that I was using for Justin's tunes. And remember, with Dustin's tune, all we got out of it was 394 horsepower at 29 psi, and he couldn't get any more out of it.
Exit S1E on the right.
Okay.
Onto I-495 East Port Riverhead.
Yeah. Okay, enough. So where was I? So yeah, on Justin's tune, 394 horsepower at 29 psi. So I get back, pull the log up, put it in the virtual dyno, and the car's making 389 horsepower at 18 psi with ridge fueling. I'm like, what the fuck? And it felt amazing. So obviously I sent the log back to John. He was like, awesome. Sent me another revision. Went out, did another pull, and at just 24 psi with slightly leaner fueling. Yesterday we reached 410 horsepower at 24 psi, and that's ridiculous. And the car feels like a whole new car. Like, it just pulls, and it's so smooth and so reliable, and I am just blown away, like literally blown away. And I am in love with my car all over again. You know, it's like a whole completely new car. So yeah, I'm so happy. I went with Barker or John Drainus with the tune.
Exit S. On the right.
Okay, lady. Stop talking.
95 East Port Riverhead. Then keep to the left.
And I've been recommending him to everybody. So yeah, if you need an e-tune, just get in touch, send me a message or whatever, and I'll give you his details. But night and day, my car is running better than it's ever ran before.
2/10
It's incredible.
of a mile ahead. Keep left onto
Oh my God! Please shut up.
East Port Riverhead. 1/10 of a mile.
If I was married to you, I'd divorce you right now.
I-495 East Port.
I can see on the map where you want me to go. Shut up. So yeah, awesome. The car feels amazing. And it sounds amazing and everything. So I'm just so happy with it. Pretty low on gas right now. E85. So I have to stop somewhere and get some gas in a minute. That's why I'm not like flooring it or doing any pulls. Oh, by the way, as well, when I was tuning with Justin, even though we weren't getting much power and the car was running like crap, we had around 9 miles to the gallon always looking at me. Now I'm at 21, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So thanks to my trusty AEM E85 fuel pump and everything else, we sell that on RawEvo.com. It's an amazing fuel pump if you need it. So yeah, I'm just super happy right now. I hope everyone is safe this weekend and doesn't get too drunk with Super Bowl Sunday. But stay tuned, and after this I'm going to show you a little bit of the fender rolling, and then of course I'll update you guys when I put the wheels on. But yeah, until then, stay safe, and check out RawEvo.com, and please subscribe, like, thumbs up this video, so I can make some more and help support everything we're doing. But yeah, until then, stay safe, guys, and take it easy.